This is Matthew 12 and 25. And it says, And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to you all, you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shathi from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And I brought this precept out because as I checked on the old interweb today, as usual, you got bugged out Christopher Green on AMTV. And the title of this segment that he's done is Donald Trump, 45th President of the United States, to be impeached. The blue coats are coming. All right? Because what we're witnessing right now is a time unlike never before. Never have, or never, how should I say this? I have never seen a point in time in Edomite history where their nation has been so terribly divided. Okay? Every time you turn on the news, it's something about this, Republicans and Democrats, Republicans and Antifa, so on and so forth. Okay, this nation is so divided amongst its beliefs and values and the way that they see things that they can't get things right. They can't organize any type of unified front to keep this draconian law, also known as Edomite supremacy, going for themselves. And as you can see, when this type of stuff happens, you know that it's the downfall of the kingdom or of their kingdom. So let me play a little bit of this video, and we're going to get some precepts out. And as usual, I hope you all are edified.
This is breaking live news. I'll keep this short and sweet. Nancy Pelosi has officially announced impeachment proceedings against the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I repeat, has officially announced impeachment proceedings against the President of the United States of America. This is probably the darkest hour we have ever seen in world, arguably American history. As the Democrats, because they don't have a single politician that can defeat Donald Trump, because they're such losers and they're just terrible scumbags, have nothing left in their arsenal of hate, lies, fake news, vitriol, racism, division, and liberal supremacy that they've now chosen to usher in through a court of law, probably the most wretched, sick, cancerous, dogmatic situation that this country has ever seen. And it truly threatens the President of the United States, more importantly, our beloved Constitution, Bill of Rights here in the United States of America. Now, this actually makes perfect sense because I've said this for some time. In fact, I predicted that impeachment proceedings would be brought against the President of the United States just 2 days ago, I believe it was. You might want to watch that video. Delete any negative comments there because, again, this is proven to be 100% correct. As Nancy Pelosi just went live on every major fake news, mainstream media news wire, from Fox News, MSNBC, and of course the Clinton Crime Network syndicate that makes up CNN, and have announced the formal, shocking proceeding of impeachment inquiry as the process has started that we've only seen in history a few times before. Now, probably a logical question for most of you to ask would be why? What's the alleged reason? Well, I guess Trump had a phone call with Ukraine. Even though Joe Biden, okay, and I'm not defending President Trump here, although I kind of am, Joe Biden has been on the record doing far worse things when it comes to Ukraine and the shenanigans with his son and the sweetheart deals.
Well, that's enough. That's all you really need to see. But as you can see from this brief commentary, because the video is almost 12 minutes long, I'm not going to go through the whole video. But if you have a chance to watch it, Christopher Green, he explains the same thing about how this country is so torn up and divided. He's really not sure what's going to be the outcome. Now, granted, you had to take that with a grain of salt because this guy is highly double-minded. I mean, one moment he says there's going to be martial law and FEMA camps, and he knows that the missiles are going to hit America. But then you got to prep, and America can still make it and all that stuff. And that's why I said, certain things that this guy says you have to take with a grain of salt. But nevertheless, the main point that he's getting across is correct, and that this United States is truly divided, unlike any time that we've seen in history. And that's why I'm going to go back to Matthew, the 12th chapter, and I'm going to read it again. It says, "And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand." So let's get the meaning of that word divided.
Strong's G 3307. Merizo.
Merizo. It says to divide, to separate into parts, cut into pieces. Okay? This country is divided into different time zones, different states, and even different municipalities within the states. It says to divide into parties, i.e., for example, be split into factions. Okay? You got Jacob versus Esau, Republican versus Democrat, pro-life, abortion, heterosexual, vile affections. Well, what else you got going on in here? The rich, the poor, okay, the employed, the unemployed, people for guns, people against guns. Okay, this whole country is divided on every single issue that you could possibly think of. And with this now happening, how do you expect that this country is going to last? It's not. America is no longer on its last leg. It's trying to stand on its pinky toe. This place is completely through. And let's go back into that. And it says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And so what do we have here? Okay, we have the Satan, the low-level Edomites. Okay, they're trying to cast out Satan. Old Cheeto-faced Trump. They're trying to get him impeached. Okay? Because contrary to popular belief, everybody wants to say that this guy was voted in by the majority of the population. First of all, no president is elected into the White House. They are selected by the elite echelon. Your Rothschilds, your Bilderbergs, your DuPonts, your Oppenheimers, okay? Those are the people that select who they want in there, Okay, your vote doesn't count. It's never counted. So don't be fooled by that madness. All right, but now you have a time where, as I just said before, now you have these low-level Edomites try to cast out a person from their own nation of people. Why? Because now, as it pertains to this Republican Democrat thing, this could all be a song and dance, a show. All right, but nonetheless, you have a lot of people that are very disgruntled with old Cheeto face Trump, i.e., the farmers. They are highly pissed at Donald Trump because they're getting the shaft. Just talk to one of them. They'll let you know what the deal is. All right, this kingdom is done. It's completely divided. There is no hope. This place is beyond repair. And I'm going to get another precept too. I think it's Egyptian against Egyptian. Because there's a precept that talks about how the Egyptian will be against the Egyptian. I think this. Let me see if I can get it in this one. Egypt. Because that's what you have going on right now. Egyptian versus Egyptian. All right, because back in the day, it would help to spell it right. You talk about, I'd even say maybe 50 years ago, you didn't have this type of friction and conflict amongst the Edomites. Okay, they were all on one accord as far as it pertains to them maintaining their Edomite supremacy. Okay, Isaiah 19 and 2. Actually, no, I'm going to start at 1. It says, the burden of Egypt. All right, and you have to remember, America is also Egypt. When you go to the book of Revelation, it talks about, and their dead bodies shall lie on the street, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord and Savior is crucified. Okay, and that place is here in America, because this is a great place where vile affection is are promoted, and we're serving hardcore slavery here. So that is Egypt. Is America is modern day Egypt. So we're going to go back to Isaiah 19 and 1, where it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. And that's the chariots. But that's for another time. And shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, let's read that again. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and that's what you have. Republican, Democrat, pro-life, abortion, heterosexual, LGBT. All right, this kingdom is completely divided. And it says, and they shall fight every one against his brother. Every time you turn on the news, okay, a Republican said this about a Democrat. Somebody's trying to get another person booted out the office. All right, Antifa's mad at somebody. So on and so forth. The house of Esau has crumbled drastically. The only thing that's left is to pull that life support plug. And it says, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Because in each of these different states, in these different cities, all right, you have the same thing going on a lower level. You have folks that are fighting for pensions. You got people that are against pensions. You got people that are fighting for lower property tax. You got people that are trying to increase property taxes. All right, this whole situation here is just completely out of order. And it's divinely inspired by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because it was meant to happen. Okay? The blessing that you have, bad Uncle Esau, is now run its course. The sun is finally setting on your kingdom. Now, granted, even though when the sun sets, there's still a little bit of light, but it's not shining as bright as it was during the peak of your empire, around the 1950s or so. Okay? Brothers, hold fast to what you have. Keep the faith. Keep praying. Keep enduring. This devil's kingdom is done. So, once again, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. With that, we're going to say shalom.